going on, dudes and dudettes? A lot of good stuff happened for USC football this week, especially with the new Big Ten schedule release. Yeah, we already knew who they were playing, but now we kind of have the set schedule going forward. Obviously, they start off with at Rutgers, going to be pretty tough. Washington, got a bye week in there. I think Oregon's in there as well. So yeah, pretty tough schedule. And then you have Ohio State at home, luckily, but then you have to go to Indiana late in the year and Penn State in the middle of the year. So yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting. A lot of interesting home games as well. Probably head to one of those later ones or early ones. Probably be a little bit cheaper. On the Rivals Industry 2026 team recruiting rankings, USC is still number one after that update, which was nice. And according to Spin, which is the wide receivers Sports Idols Nation All-Americans, Trent Mosley and Bowie Feaster coming to USC made it to that list, even though they're not loved by a lot of other places, but they are at least loved there. When it comes to Rivals 300 signees, teams with the most of them, USC and, of course, Notre Dame are tied for 17, so sadly, they could not break that record, but at least, they're still some of the top teams out there. Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold has won more games the last 2 seasons than the Your Jets franchise has combined in the last 6 years, which is really, really sad. So I don't know if he was part of those 6 years, but either way, yeah, it just sucks for that franchise. USC did get a commit. I think he's a preferred walk-on from Luca Torti. I want to say he's a linebacker. Say he's going to be on the roster. And a good game by a couple of those Senior Bowl guys, Jacoby Lane and Kamari Ramsey this last Saturday. They also did get a wide receiver, Luke Degner. I think he was from the Ivy League, and he wears number 14, so he's good on my list. They did get a defensive end as a preferred walk-on, and Ethan Broham. I believe he was from Rice, but just another preferred walk-on guy, so some depth there. And then according to PFSN College, the highest rated returning FBS quarterback is Jaden Mayaba. Obviously a lot of great stats there, so it's looking pretty positive there. And schools with the most all-time Super Bowl players, Michigan barely edges out USC with 129, but yeah, it's just crazy by the numbers there. Then USC did welcome officially their Assistant Director of Sports and Performance, Ray Thomas, officially, so that was nice. Top 247 Sports of 2026. Final top 10 has USC's Kenai Pepe, the offensive tackle, and the edge, Luke Wayful. So, of course, now USC is just all behind the Seattle Seahawks, as I have been, because they are the USC Hawks. And then he was close to nearing a decision. The 4-star cornerback, Jalen Hill, is probably going to pick Indiana, but once he visited USC pretty recently, now he's going to take his time to make his decision. Georgetown linebacker, transferred Giancarlo Rufo took a visit to USC this last weekend. I think he's going to decide a little bit later, but we'll see where he goes. And then now USC has 3 5-stars according to the top 247 Sports, with Pepe, Wayful, and Jamie Winfield as well. And then USC definitely made a nice impression on the 4-star wide receiver Eric McFarland pretty recently when he visited. And now looks like Henny is going to be returning to USC instead of taking that Cowboys defensive line position. So either way, it's positive that we're not going to lose that many recruits, at least this offseason. But yeah, it looks like he's going to be flirting with the NFL pretty soon.